Okay, bike is all cleaned up. I signed off my life away. Ready to go. This is a CBR300 and gotta go. Alright, so I've had 250 for a year and a half, or almost 2 years. And my first impressions, my mirror is completely off. That's my first impression. Other than that, the brakes, front brake is not as good as my 500 that I have right now. And I stole it. I stole it because of the kill switch. It's right there. And I accidentally hit on it. So I really appreciate, first of all, the owner of Markham Outdoor Power in Markham for doing this. And alright, let's talk about the bike. It feels very, very small. Maybe I haven't been on a 250 in a while, but it actually feels smaller than my 250 used to, I think. And they say it's an additional 3 horses. I don't feel them. I don't feel any additional horses. But it's still an interesting, it's still a fairly nimble motorcycle. And what else can I say, aside from the kill switch being in the wrong place? I'm going to try the brakes again. I really didn't like how the front brake felt. It felt very washy-washy. And that's even a word. Let's see how it turns. Wow. So small. It feels small. Probably because it is small. A lot of shifting on this bike. Clutch works okay. It's a little bit on the tougher side, I guess. You're gonna exercise your wrist, especially if you're a new rider. But that's to be expected. Woohoo! It's definitely maybe geared, I want to say, for a smaller rider. Because of the riding position, my feet are a bit higher, or the pegs are a bit higher than what I'd like them to be. Well, maybe, you know what, I take it back. Maybe there is that extra 3 horses. Maybe I gained some weight. I don't know. It's really hard to compare because I've been on 500 already. It's my second season on 500, and I'm growing out of 500 slowly. So going back on 300 now, trying to remember how my 250 felt. My 250 felt great for a while, and it was not as good on a highway, but now I'm cruising at 80, and in 6th gear, full throttle, this is what happens. Nothing happens, okay? You gotta shift down maybe to 4th or even 3rd to have something going on. Now this guy revs 10.5, which is okay. I can't remember if my 250. I'm pretty sure it revved lower. It revved maybe about 9.5 or so. So everything else in terms of ergonomics I like, aside from the foot pegs, because they're a bit too high. They're geared. They're sort of great for a shorter rider, and I'm 5 foot. I want to say 5'8". Yeah, I guess I am 5'8". I never really figured out this foot thingy. I'm 1 meter 70 5 centimeters, okay? That's my height. All right. I don't know if it's this bike or the front brake is just spongy. I don't trust the front brake at all. Even though my 500 has one caliper up in front on one side, it brakes fairly solid for a heavier bike that my 500 is. This front brake, I just don't trust it at all. I don't know when it's gonna lock up. You know, sometimes you kind of get on a bike, you get a feel for it very quickly, and you actually get the braking power you need to slow down. This, not really. Not a big fan. I really now want to try, after riding this, I want to try Ninja 300. That's been a while. It's been out for a while. I haven't really had a chance to try it out. But it seems like I'm only trying to find faults with the bike. But that's fine. I mean, we can start there and go to the pros. So the fault, geared towards smaller rider for sure. I can put both feet on the ground, no problem. And maybe even a lady rider would be very comfortable on this motorcycle. The riding position is perfect. It's upright enough so you don't have any wrist pain or strain, and it's sporty enough. You don't really need to be more sporty than this. Yeah, you gotta grab the front brake quite a bit, or in combination with the back brake to make sure you stop fairly quickly, but it's very light. The shifting feels good. Feels great, actually. Obviously, something you get with a smaller displacement is you gotta shift quite a bit. Now, from low RPMs, from the startup, I feel that additional torque. I gotta say, the torque is there. I don't know about horsepower, but the torque is definitely there. On first and second gear, I can probably get the front wheel off the ground easily. In first and second, if I try. And this guy just took off on me. It's okay. I can twist the neck of this guy too. So, when you twist the neck of this motorcycle, or crank the throttle, whatever you want to call it, you will not be blown away, but at the same time, you will not be scared to death. So this is, in some sense, a good beginner motorcycle, as you would obviously guess. So it's definitely a great replacement for a 250. And it's got a welcome addition of that extra torque and the low end. I think that torque is more important than horsepower. Even though I actually sold my 250 because of horsepower, because it didn't have enough on the highway, I think still torque is a bit more important off the line. A lot of people ride these in town and not often, take them on a highway. And I'm confident this will be a fine motorcycle on a highway too. You can get it to 120, 140 even kilometers an hour. So I don't want to say easily. You will definitely be pressing it. Maybe to a maximum speed of, I don't know, 150. But to be honest with you, you'll be revving very high. So you will not be an extremely comfortable long-distance highway cruiser. I would get this motorcycle if I lived in a city, if I wanted just to commute from, let's see how it turns. Whee! It's very nimble. It turns really well. I could have put my knee down if I wanted to. I don't want to, because I just signed my life away. and I don't feel like dropping this bike, and there's quite a bit of sand in these turns. I don't know if you can hear how it sounds. It sounds... Oh my god, he took off on me. 125, 135. Woohoo! I'm just laughing because obviously I cannot catch up with the big guys. So if you want to run with the big guys, you definitely want to go up one notch. Like a 500 will catch up with his motorcycle, no problem. That 300 unfortunately will not, but it's still a great beginner motorcycle, I think. This is something you want when you want to pass your exams, when you pass your test, because it's very easy to ride, it's relaxing. And this is something you want if you're commuting in a town or city. Let's just be honest, you really don't want it as a long-term investment. But if you're a sensible rider like myself, you'll get this, and you'll sell it after a season, and you'll get something else. Do gradual steps. I think that will help you quite a bit in not first giving up on motorcycling in general, because people get scared very easily of powerful bikes. And two, you will grow into a motorcycling sport. Just remember, your first motorcycle is not your last motorcycle, and if that's the way you think, it's very unfortunate. Don't do it, okay? Just don't do it, because it's just not healthy, you know? You don't want to crash. That's the last thing you want to do. You get a Super Sport as your first bike, God bless you. Be careful, stay safe, and something happens, you know, oh shit. You get this for the first bike, chances of you crashing are very minor. It will forgive all of your mistakes that you do as a beginner rider. You will crank the throttle up all the way. It will not kick your ass, okay? So I think it's actually, let me go back to that comparison to a 250. It feels a bit beefier than a 250 in the tank wise, in gas tank sort of area. I've been on it for like 10 minutes now, and the seat is as comfortable as my 500. I don't mind it at all for a long distance. I feel a little bit of a vibration in my wrists right now, in the handlebars, but that's okay. I can live with it, because I did for a year and a half. But it will definitely, I can see how that definitely can get annoying. Like right now I'm cruising at 80 kilometers an hour, 70s up, and 75, look, 75, 76, and I feel that vibration in my wrists, and I really don't want that when I'm just cruising in the 6th gear. Yeah, I can crank the throttle in the 6th gear. I can see it moving. I can feel it having that additional torque that 35cc additional cc of displacement just gave this engine. They call it a new engine. Obviously, it is new, but I think it's just a revamped old 250 mil that CBR had, which is a good mil. I actually don't know if it's a single cylinder or twin. I believe it's a single 280 something cc. So I'm gonna find out and let you know. But anyways, I think it's a decent enough motorcycle. You get the pipe for it. That's the first thing I would do. And the reason why I would get the pipe is just to be safe, because it's very quiet. You do want people to hear you. You do not want to be annoying, but if people hear you, they will not run you over or run you off the road. So I think pipes are important. Loud pipes save lives. I believe there's a YouTuber with that name. So that's a shameless plug. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this little review. I'm gonna do a walk around when I come back, and I talk to my friend Yaya, see what he thinks about this little bike. He didn't actually ride it, so his opinion will be irrelevant. But I'm still curious what he has to say as someone who works for Honda. And this has been a long ride. I can't thank the owner of Markham Outdoor Power enough. Can't thank him enough for this opportunity. I've called quite a few dealerships, and unless you are within the limits of that particular day when they give out motorcycles to try, like Yamaha days or whatever, even Ducatis, it's very hard to get a test ride, and this is the only dealership that allows me to ride their bikes. And I'll tell you a secret, because I think this video is going to go up first. Next, I'm going to ride a 650, the new 650, and I'm going to tell you my thoughts on it. But the secret is I've already tried it. So the owner of Markham Outdoor Power is so nice to me that he, even knowing that I've already ridden the bike, he's going to let me do it again. And he probably knows well enough that I didn't like certain features of it, but so yours is a bit more powerful. Pardon? Yours is a bit more powerful. I've had a 250 for 2 years, so this is very similar to that. Yeah.
Honda says it's got 14% more power than a 250.
Yeah, 36 extra cc's, it sounds like. I'm sitting here and I'm panicking because I'm trying to remember if I actually turned on my camera, and right now is no good time to actually check, but I'm pretty sure I did. It's just one of those things, you leave your house and you're wondering if you turned off your lights, if you turned off your whatever. And this is one of those. I'm pretty sure I turned it on when I left, but you never know. Anyhow, I'm having fun. It's definitely a nimble little bike. It's so easy to flick around left and right. It's extremely maneuverable. It's as maneuverable, I want to say, as a bicycle. It has maybe a bit more weight than a bicycle, and that's great. Maybe that's how I feel after getting off a bit of a heavier motorcycle, but I'm telling you, if you get this, you will not be disappointed. And even if you lose $500 when you buy it and you resell it after a year, and have no doubt you will resell it, you'll get something bigger. This will give you the knowledge and practice and experience you will not get with a bigger motorcycle in the same time frame, because this will it will teach you how to corner properly. It will teach you a lot of things you definitely want to know when you're starting out. That's all I got to say about this bike. The seat is great, handlebars are great, handlebar positioning is awesome. The front brake is crap. Clutch, just on the heavier side. Mirrors, they're fine, same as mine on 250 and 500. Sitting position, I think it's perfect. It's not too sporty, it's not too relaxed, it's in between. Your wrists will not kill you. Well, maybe they will if you haven't ridden a single day in your life, and then after a few days you'll be fine. Alright, we're back, and now it's time to switch bikes and try the other one.